Hi guys, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. So in this video I'm going to be walking you through the 0x03 shell init files, variables and expansions project. So the first thing that we need to do is to create the directory for this project in our terminal. So what we just do is we just go to the terminal. As you can see, I'm already logged in. So if you hit ls, you can see my list of files. So I will just cd into ALX system engineering DevOps. So I say cd, then ALX system engineering DevOps. So now I'm in ALX system engineering DevOps. The next thing to do now is to now create the directory for the project. So the name of the directory to create is 0x03 shell variables expansion. So let me copy the name from here. So I go back to my terminal, then I do mkdir, then followed by the directory name, right? So it is already created. Then the next thing you do is to cd into it. So let me cd into 0x03 shell variables and expansions. So now I am in. So now the first thing you need to do after creating the directory is to create a non-empty readme file, right? So to do that, I'll use the echo command. So I'll say echo, then initially the text that's supposed to be in your readme file is supposed to be a description of each of the tasks from task 0 to 17. But if I'm going to try and do that now, it's going to take a lot of time, so I will not do that. So I will just use the directory name as the readme text. Then later on, after I'm done with the project, I can now go back and re-edit the content of the readme file. So I will say echo 0x03 shell variables expansions in double quotes greater than, then readme dot md. So I will hit enter. So after doing that, if I hit ls, you can see now that I now have a non-empty readme file in my new directory. So I'm all set now. I'm good to go. I can now begin the project. So let's go to task 1 now. So for task 1, they said create a script that creates an alias. So the name of the alias is ls and the value of the alias is rm star. So what is an alias? Now an alias is let me say in Linux, an alias is like, in layman's terms, let me describe it in layman's terms, it's like a nickname given to a particular command. Say you have a particular command that you use very often and the command is kind of long. What if you want to create, let me say, a nickname for that command such that when you type that nickname in the command line and you press enter, the long command gets executed? For example, one command I know that you guys use very often is git push. If you continue to use git push over and over again, it gets tiring to be typing git push all the time. So what if I want to do it that maybe I will just type gp, then press enter, then my codes will push instead of typing git push, right? I'm typing gp. So that gp is said to be an alias for the git push command. You understand? So what they're asking us to do here is they're asking us to create an alias. Now the name of the nickname or the alias name is ls, and what the alias will do is what this rm star is doing. Now what this rm star does is it deletes ordinary files, all the ordinary files in the current working directory. That is what this rm star command is for. So let's go into our terminal. Then what I will do first is, before I give you the answer, right, I'm going to give you a brief demonstration of how to create alias and how to use alias. So to do this demonstration, let me create a new directory. Let me name the directory test. So you don't need to do what I'm doing, I'm just describing. So I make a new directory. The name of the directory is test. So let me cd into this test directory. Now in this test directory, I'm going to do two things. I will create 100 ordinary files, then I'll create 100 directories. So to create 100 ordinary files, I'll just use the touch command. I won't do touch file 1, file 2, file 3. There's a way I can do it all at the same time. So I'll just say touch, then the name of the file, then I'll just give these braces. You don't need to know what these braces does or what exactly I am doing. You don't really need to understand. But if you have questions based on this, I will drop my Twitter handle in the description of this video, so you can check the description and you find the link to my Twitter handle there, you can just send me a DM of your questions. I will try and respond as fast as I can. So I will say file 100.txt. So this will create 100 files for me. So if I also want to create 100 directories, I'll say mkdir, then I will say dir 100, then I will just close my braces, then I do this. So if I hit ls, you can see now I have 100 files and 100 directories. So that is good. Now let us now create an alias. Let us create this alias that they ask us to create, right? The name of the alias is ls and the value is rm star. So let's do that. So to create an alias in Linux, you use the alias command. So this is how you do it. You say alias, right, followed by the nickname that the command is going to have. In the task, they say the nickname is ls, right? We all know that ls is used to list files, right? So just ignore that fact. Pretend as if ls doesn't list files. So now, what does ls do? What is this new command or this alias or this nickname going to do? It is going to do rm star, which is delete all the ordinary files in the current working directory. So if I hit enter, you can see that the shell did not throw any error. It means that this process has succeeded. This alias has been successfully created. Now this is what will now happen. Now I'm going to type ls and press enter. Immediately I press enter, two things will happen. All these files will be deleted. All these files will be deleted. Then it will now try and delete these directories, but it will not succeed. It will tell you error, cannot delete dir1, cannot delete dir2, and so on, because this is a directory and because the command only works for files. So let me press enter so you can see. So you can see what it's saying. Cannot remove because it's a directory. That is, like I said, that is because the command only works for files, not directories. So now, how do I know if this thing has succeeded? To do that, let me first undo the changes I have made. You know, I have made ls to be removing files instead of listing files. Now, to undo an alias, what you just do is you just use the onAlias command. So you just say on alias, then you will give the nickname. The nickname is ls, right? So if I say on alias ls, ls will no longer be an alias. You understand? This command ls will no longer be an alias. So if I do ls, ls will continue doing what it was initially designed to do, which is to list files, not to delete files. So if I do ls, you can see now I'm only having directories. All those files has gone. So you can see, guys, that is essentially how you create and use aliases in Linux. So I hope you guys really understand that. So what I will just do is I will just go back to what I was doing before, and I will delete this test file that I was using to demonstrate. So like I said, you don't need to create the test file. I'm just doing it so I can explain what aliases is. So now let's go back to the task. So the file where the answer for task 1 will be is named 0alias. So let me copy the name from here. So come here, then I will open that file in vim. So vim 0alias, right? Then remember, when you're writing a shell script, the first thing you should always do is to put in your shebang, right? So now since we know how to create an alias, now we all know the answer to this. The answer to this task is just alias followed by the nickname equal to the command we are setting the nickname to, which is rm star. So if I include star and I close my curly brace, so don't go to another line, just 2 lines. So I will hit escape, then capital Z to save and exit. So the next thing to do now is to make this file executable. So I will do chmod plus x followed by the name of the file, which is 0alias. Now hit enter. Okay, so now I can now git add, I can git commit, then I'll use the file name as the commit message, then I can now git push. Okay, so that being done, let's check the code. I guess everything should be okay because we did everything correctly. So start a new test. Okay, so everything checks and there are no errors. So for number 1 now, they said create a script that prints hello user, where user is the current Linux user. So this one is quite simple. we are going to be using the echo command for this. So let me just copy this. Then let's go to our terminal. Then we open that file in Vim. So Vim followed by the file name. Now remember, like I always say, the first thing to always do when you're writing a shell script is to include your shebang. So /bin/bash, right? Then the bash. Then the command for this is echo, then hello, followed by a variable. The name of the variable is my user. So observe that this variable name is storing the name of the current Linux user. So when you run this command, echo my user, if my username is Julian, it will print hello Julian. You understand? So observe the way I wrote my own my user. It is written in camel case. Camel case in the sense that you have two words joined together, my and user, and the first letter of the two words is capitalized. My is capital M, user is capital U. So after doing this, you save and exit. So escape and capital Z twice to do that. Then you make the file executable by doing chmod +X followed by the name of the file, which is chmod followed by +X. Then the name of the file is one LOU. Okay, so let me paste this. So now I can git add, git commit, then I'll use the file name as the commit message, right? Then git push. Okay, so that being done, I think we are free now to check the code. So let's check to see if what we have done is correct. So let's check the code. Okay, so everything checks and there are no errors. So the next thing to do now is for task 2. So they said add action to path, and action should be the last directory the shell looks into when looking for a program. Okay, for this one we're going to use a command known as the export command, but let me show you how it works. So let me open the file in Vim first. Okay, so the shebang first, then we use the export command. So we say export because we are exporting it to path, then followed by path in capital letters. Then after path you give an equal to sign, then $path again in capital letters, $path. Then you give a column followed by slash, then the name of the file is /action, so followed by /action. Note that action is in small letters. So after typing this in, this is how you add a particular command to path in such a way that that command will be the last in the path. So after doing this, you just hit escape, then save and exit. So the next thing to do is to make the file executable. So chmod +X followed by the file name, right? Then now you can git add, git commit -m followed by the name of the file, right? Then git push. Okay, so now we can check the code. Okay, so that also checks and there are no errors. So for task 3 now, they say create a script that counts the number of directories in paths. So this one will count the number of directories that you have in your in the path. So let's copy the file name. So go to the terminal, then open that file in Vim. Then the first thing you put is your shebang, bin/bash, right? So this is what we do. We are going to use a command known as tr. But before I give you the answer, let me show you how the tr command works. So I'm going to open the documentation for the tr command. So if you look at here, see it translates or deletes characters. Now we want to count the number of files in the path, right? And the count should return the number of lines, isn't it? Now the number of the files in path is displayed. Each entry or each field is separated by column, right? So we are going to use this tr command to delete the column that separates each entry, and also to ensure that each entry is printed on a new line. I will show you when I'm typing in the command. So let me do vim3 parts again, right? Then let me enter my shebang. Don't worry, we'll explain when I type in the command. I'm going to explain more. So what we're going to do, you're going to say echo path, path. Then we're going to pipe this echo path with the tr command. So tr, remember, so minus s, this s means squeeze or remove column. Remember I told you that each entry is separated by column. So this minus s option, we remove this column from the file listing. Then let's use single quote here. No, let's use double quote. Single quote should work. And we also recall that we also want each of the file name to be printed on a new line. So we are going to also give the new line character, which is \n. That \n represents new line character. So after doing this, we will now pipe the output of this command with the word count command, this wc command with the -l option. So what this command does is, this one will give us all the files line by line. So this one we now count how many files was listed. I hope you guys understand. I'll demonstrate it now. Let me give you a demonstration. So okay, so let me say echo to display all the files in my path. I use the command echo path, right? So if I hit enter, okay, I'm only having one here, but you can see I'm only having one line here, but you can see each of them is separated by column, like I said. So that tr minus s will squeeze or remove this column and print out each of these files. This one on one line, 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 this one on one line. You understand? Then that wcl will now count the number of lines that you have. So I hope you guys understand that. So the next thing to do now is to make the file executable. So chmod plus x followed by the name of the file, right? No, which is 3 parts. Okay, so now we can git add, right, git commit, then the file name, which is 3 parts. Then we can git push. Okay, so now let's check the code. Okay, so everything checks now and there are no errors. So for task 4 now, say create a script that lists environment variables. Okay, there is a command that you can actually use to list all your environment or global variables. The command is print env. And what are environment variables? Environment variables are variables that are accessible by all shells. In the normal sense of thing, an operating system can have different types of shells. It can have like 4 or 5 shells installed, right? So a global variable will be accessible by each shell. So if you're using, for example, if on your operating system you have ZSH, you have bash, and you have rbash, right? Each of those shells will be able to they will be able to access those environment or global variables. But if the variable was a local variable, it will only be accessible in the shell it was defined. For example, if I define a global variable in my bash, if I try to access it from ZSH, it's not going to work because it's only specific to bash. I hope you guys understand. So let me go to my terminal now, then I show you how this thing works. So if I do, let me clear the screen first. So if I do this command, print env, right, it's going to print out, you can see these are the list of all the global environment variables I have. You can see host name, language is another variable, and the value is English, US English. See print current working directory. So you can see it's actually giving me my current working directory, which is this 0x03 shell variables expansion, and so on and so forth. So okay, let me now open our file in Vim, right? So if I paste this in, so the first thing I will put as always is going to be my shebang /bin/bash. Then the only thing you just put is that command, which is just print env. That's all. So save and exit, print env, that's all you do. So the next thing to do is to make the file executable. So chmod +x, then followed by 4 global variables, which is the name of the file. So now we can git add git commit -m followed by the file name, then git push. So let me clear the screen for the next task. So now we can check our code. So as you can see guys, everything is checking and there's no error. So number 5 now says create a script that lists all local variables and environment variables and functions. Okay, there's also a command for this one. The name of the command is set. So if you type the set command in your terminal, it will list out 3 things: all your global variables, all your local variables, and all the functions that are defined in your shell. So let me copy. I've copied the name of the file. So let me go to my terminal, then open that file in Vim. Right. So I put in my shebang first. I for insert, then /bin/bash. So all you need to just do here is just type set. That's all. That's the answer. Set. So save and exit. Then make the file executable. chmod +x, then followed by the name of the file. So now I can git add git commit -m followed by the file name, then git push. Okay, no, git with 1t. Okay, so it has pushed. So let's check our code. So as you can see guys, everything also checks here and there are no errors. So next, number 6, they said create a script that creates a local variable, and the name of the variable is best and the value is school. So this one is quite simple. So let me show you how this is done. Let me copy the name of the file first. So what we are going to do here is we are going to just do an assignment. So I will show you how you assign a value to a variable. So I for insert, then bin/bash. So the name of the variable we want to create is best, right? Capital best. So to create a variable best with the value school, you just give the variable name, then equal to, no space, then the value is school, school, that's all. So observe that the school, the S is capital S. If you use small s, the code is not going to check, so you need to be very mindful of that. So after doing that, you just hit escape and ZZ to save and exit, then capital ZZ to save and exit, then chmod +x followed by the file name to make the file executable. Right, so git add dot, then git commit -m followed by the file name as our commit message, then git push. Okay, so let's check the code now. Okay, so everything checks and there are no errors. So number 7 says create a script that creates a new global variable. And this one, for this one, the name is best and the value is still school. It's just the same thing as the other one, but the difference is this one is a global variable. So this procedure is just, there's only one difference between the last procedure and this one, and the difference is that we need to export, since this one is a global variable, we need to export it to path. So I'll show you how we can do that. So let me copy the file name 7 create global variable, right? So copy, then I'll come here, then let me open the file in Vim. So the first thing I will include is my shebang as always, bin /bash. Then what you just is you use the export command first, then you do the assignment we did the last time. That is best, right, equals no space, then school. That is all. So export first. To export this variable best to path, then you now do the assignment, which is best equals school. So we save and exit. Then we make the file executable. Plus x, then 7 global variables. Then we can now git add and git commit -n, right, followed by then git push. Okay, so now we can check the code. Okay, so everything checks, guys, and there are no errors. So let's go for 8 now. So 8, we are asked to write a script that prints the result of the addition of 1 to 8 with the value stored in the environment variable true knowledge, followed by a new line. So we want to add 1 to 8 to the value stored in true knowledge, and it must be followed by a new line. So let me show you. This is addition. They want us to do addition. So let me quickly give you an explanation of how you carry out addition in bash scripting. So let's say I want to add 2 variables, variable A and variable B. Let's say variable A is 10, variable B is 15. So the first thing you need to do is to do an assignment. So A equals 10. We assign the value of 10 to A. That's 1. Then B equals 15. We assign the value of 15 to variable B. Now the next thing you need to do is to now print out the sum. To print out the sum of A and B to the command line, we use the echo command. But this is where things get a little bit interesting. Now we give the $sign, right? Then we will now also give, we open brackets, 2 brackets, right? We open 2 brackets. So then give a space. Then you can now carry out your addition. So if you want to reference variable in bash, you use the $sign to reference variable. So you use $A, then plus $B. So by using the $sign in front of the variable names, I've already referenced the variable. So if I hit enter now, 25 should be printed on the screen. So yeah, as you can see, 25 is printed. So generally, this is how you carry out addition in bash shell scripting. Now we are going to use this idea to solving this task 8. So let's go back and copy the file. Let's copy the file name. So the name of the file is 8 true knowledge. So we copy. Then we go back to the terminal. Then we open that file in Vim. So the first thing you need to enter is your shebang bin/bash. Now remember we are asked to add 1 to 8 to true knowledge. So just as we have done before, you give the $sign first, then you open 2 brackets, right? So 2 brackets, 1 2, then you give a space. Then what's the first thing we want to add? 128. What are we adding it to? We're adding it to the variable true knowledge. So you give it, since it's a variable, you give a dollar sign, then you type the name TRUEKNOWLEDGE. That's all. Then give a space again, then close the bracket. So we are done. This is how you essentially add. Echo will print the result of these additions, followed by a new line. So echo dollar sign, open two brackets, add what you want to add, close the two bracket. That's all. So you save and exit. Then the next thing we do is we make the file executable. So chmod plus x followed by 8 true knowledge. Right. So now we can git add, git commit -m, paste this, then git push. So let's check. Okay, so that also checks, so no errors. So the next one says divide and rule. Write a script that prints the result of power divided by divide. Okay, so it's also the same process as before, but instead of using plus this time around, we will use divide sign. So let me clear the screen. So let me open that file in Vim, paste this in. So my shebang first /bin/bash. So it's essentially the same. Echo first, dollar sign, right, followed by two brackets. Don't forget, as we did the other time, two brackets, give a space. So we want to divide power by divide. So power, then slash divide. Okay, since they are variables, we need to reference them using the dollar sign. So put the dollar sign in front, then close the two brackets. So let's confirm the names to be sure we got the right thing. Is it power by divide? Power divided by divide. Okay, so we are cool. We can continue. So I guess that's all. So we save and exit. So now next we make the file executable. So chmod plus x followed by the name of the file, right? So now we can git add, git commit -m, right? Then paste the file name, then git push. So let's check to ensure that we are on the right track. So check, start a new test. So as you can see, guys, that also checks, so we are correct. So the next one says write a script that displays the result of breadth to power of love. So it's essentially the same as we have done, but instead of using the divide symbol, right, we'll use the exponentiation symbol. And in bash scripting, to do exponentiation, you use $2*. So let me show you how that is done. Let me copy the file name from here. So copy, then go to the terminal, then let me open the file in Vim. So shebang first /bin/bash. So remember, as we have done before, echo first, give the dollar sign, open the two brackets, right, shift, then give a space, right? So what are the variable names? The variable names are breadth to power of love. Okay, so give a dollar sign, then BREATH, then you now give 2 stars, that's exponentiation, then dollar sign again, then love, then give a space, then close your bracket. That's all. So I'll hit escape, then ZZ, capital ZZ to save and exit. So now I can make the file executable. So chmod plus X, then followed by the name of the file. Then I can git add, git commit -m, followed by the file name which I'm using as my commit message, then git push. So let me clear the screen for next task, then we can check the code. So let's check the code. Okay, so everything checks and there are no errors. So number 11 now says write a script that converts a number from base 2 to base 10. Okay, so the name of the file is 11 binary to decimal. So let me copy the name of the file, then go to my terminal. Let me open the file in Vim. So I do this. So remember, shebang first /bin/bash. Now to convert from binary to decimal, we use the echo. Let me type out the command first, then I will explain it. Followed by the $sign. Then don't forget the what's it called? The brackets, double brackets. Then give a space, double brackets, sorry. Okay. Then give a space. So now what you do is you do 2 hashtag, then you now give the variable the number you want to convert. The number you want to convert is stored in the variable named binary. So what this command is doing is this echo will print out the result of the conversion. So this 2 signifies the base. This 2 hashtag command will convert this number saved in this binary variable to we are converting to hold on, to base 10. So this the two hashtags signifies the base, you understand? So this one will carry out the conversion. So the number stored in binary will be converted from base 2 to base 10. This is what is actually carrying out the conversion. So after typing this in, just hit escape, then ZZ twice to save and exit. So now we can make the file executable. So chmod plus X, followed by the name of the file. Now, the name of the file is 11 binary to decimal. Okay, so now I can git add, git commit, then git push. Okay, so now we can check the code. So as you can see, guys, everything also checked. So now for this one, they said create a script that prints all possible combination of 2 letters except 00. Letters are lower cases, A to Z, 1 combination per line. The output should be alpha ordered, that is alphabetically ordered. So they say we should not print 00, and your script file should contain maximum of 64 characters. That's a very important condition. It means the code you enter in your file, in the script you are writing, must contain only 64 characters. If you use more than 64 characters, the code will not check. So what we want to do here is this: we want to print out all the possible combination of 2 alphabets. That means that we'll print out, what we want to print out is A, B, A, C to AZ, then B, A, B, B, C to AZ, then C, A, C, B, C, C to CZ. You understand? So we'll do that until we get to ZZ. But the condition there is that we should not print 0000. OO should be omitted. So it means that we are going to have our output is going to be 676 lines long, because you know the alphabet is 26 lines, right? The alphabet is 26 rather. So it will be 26 times 26, which is 676. But if you deduct 00 or 00, they say we should not print. So it means that we only have 675 lines. So let's see how we can do this. Let's copy the file name. So we are going to be using the tr command that we used before. Two commands actually, tr and grep. I have explained what tr does, but what grep does is grep is a command that is used to look for a particular string of character, maybe in a file or in a list of characters, in a group of characters. If you are looking for a particular string of characters, let's say for example you have a text, this is a file, right? And you want to extract the character file from that this is a file text. Use the grep command to do that. So we are going to be using that grep command also in our answer. So let's copy the name of the file, then we open it in Vim here. So Vim followed by that file name that we just copied. So on our first line, remember we should not have more than 64 characters. So bin/bash, no extra space, don't give any extra space. So what you will now do is you use the echo command. Now we'll do some pipelines. So we'll do pipe, then we use the tr command. The tr command is what we will use. No, before we use the I omitted something. Before we use the tr command, we need to do brace expansion. I did this thing when I was explaining aliases. I don't know if you recall. So what this will do is it will create a sequence of alphabets, such that you have something like AA, AB, AC, AD to AZ, BA, BB, BC. You understand? So that is what this one is doing. This particular first part of this command is creating the two possible combination of alphabets. So we'll now pipe the output of this command, right, with the tr command. Now we want each of these alphabets that is generated to be printed on a new line. Sure you understand? So to do that, we use the tr command. So we say tr, then we'll give the space. We want to convert the space, right, to new line. So \n. So what these two things we do is, you remember when this echo command generates these two possible combination of alphabets, right, it is going to separate them with a space. But we don't want a space. We don't want them separated by space. We want them separated by new lines, isn't it? Because if you check their own output here, see, each two combinations on new lines. So we are going to use that tr command with this space replaced with the new line. So what this command will is you replace the space with new lines. Then we will now, remember they ask us to omit OO. So we use the grep command. So we say grep -v. Now the -v will enable us to omit OO. You understand? So let me give a space here. There should be a space here. So grep, remember I said grep is used to search for a particular text in a group of text or in a particular text file. So this grep, we find this OO, and this -v option is used to omit. The -v option, once it is passed to the grep, it will omit whatever you specify. So meaning that I'm telling the shell to search for OO, then omit OO from the output. Do not include OO in the output. So after doing that, now we are done. So I'll just save and exit. Now make the file executable. So chmod +x followed by the name of the file, which is 12 combinations. No, 12 combinations is the name of the file. Okay, so now I can git add, git commit -m, then give this then git push. Okay, so now we can check the code. I hope I did not use more than 64 characters. Okay, wow, so one check is failing. Let's see. Correct output. Expected. Let's see. So what did it get? 2025 characters long. Correct output. Got. Okay, you didn't get anything. I made the file executable now, did I not? I did. Okay, let's go back. Let's check what the error is. Let's open the file again. Okay, A to Z. Yes, we piped it with TR. Oh, I used a forward slash instead of a backslash. I'm so sorry about that. So just change it. This is supposed to be a backslash like this, not a forward slash. So I don't need to make it executable again. Let me just git add. Sorry about that. Git commit. -m, then the file name, then git push. So you can see guys, one needs to be really careful with this thing so you don't make mistakes. So let's check again. It should check now, hopefully. Yeah, so as you can see, it checked. So that was our error. We used the forward slash instead of the backslash. So the next one is, say write a script that prints a number with 2 decimal places followed by a new line. The number will be stored in the environment variable num. Okay, that prints a number in 2 decimal places. So for this one, there's a command we use for this. The name of the command is printf. You'll be seeing this command in C programming, but let's just leave it at that. So okay, so remember shebang first /bin/bash. Okay, so you just say printf, right, and give a space. No, printf, give a space, then single quote, then use %d. So %d is called a format specifier. Is a placeholder that holds a value. It holds the value to be printed. So followed by a new line, backslash. No, they say 2 decimal places, right? So you will specify 0.2. So the 0.2 is representing the number of decimal places. Then followed by a new line. Then you close your single quotes. Then the name of the variable you want to print. They said the variable is saved in the environment variable num. So that is all. So this printf command will print this variable according to these specifications. This is the specification we want. We want it to be printed in 2 decimal places. Now this %d, like I said earlier, is a placeholder. It holds a value to be printed. You understand? This, you can see the command I use is in 3 parts. The printf command itself, then this particular part is used to, how do I put it? It is used to specify how you want the output to be printed, followed by the variable you want to print. So by doing this, I'm telling my shell that the variable I want to print, the d stands for decimal, right? And the %d is a placeholder. I'm telling my shell that I want to print a decimal number, but I want it in 2 decimal places. So once my shell sees this, it knows what to do. So after doing this now, just hit escape, then ZZ to save and exit. So next we make the file executable. So chmod plus x followed by the name of the file. The name of the file is 13 print float, so copy then paste and hit enter. Okay, so after that we can now git add git commit -n followed by the file name, then git push. Okay, so we can check the code now. Okay, okay, we're having 2 errors, so let's see what the problem is. It's expecting 2.31 and complex. Okay, so let's go back, let's see what the issue is. Let's open the file again. Okay, hold on. Is it a oh 2 decimal places? God, I mean fuck, it's supposed to be f. A number in 2 decimal places is no longer a decimal, it's a float. God, it's a floating point number. Is it sorry, percentage f, not f is for float, d is for decimal. The decimal in the this thing confused me. I'm sorry about that. It should be a float. Sorry, so let's just change the d there to f. So let's git add again, git commit what's going on, then git push. I'm sorry about the mistake, I got confused. So let's check again. It should work fine this time around. Yeah, so that was our error, so everything checks. So for the advanced task now, they say write a script that converts a number from base 10 to base 16. Okay, so it's essentially exactly what we have done before, but in this time around we will not specify decimal place, and the format specifier we will use is percentage %x instead of percentage %d. If you want to print out a hexadecimal number, the format specifier that you use with the printf function is percentage %x. So I to enter insert mode, so /bin/bash. So printf again as before, then followed by open single printf, then open single quotes followed by your format specifier. So our format specifier we're going to use is percentage %x followed by a new line \n, close your single quotes. Then what's the variable name? The variable name is decimal. Okay, so remember, even when you want to reference a variable, use the $sign, then the variable name is decimal in capital letters. So yeah, I guess that's all. So we can now save and exit. So let's make the file executable. So I'll paste the file name. Now I can git add git commit -n followed by the file name, right? Then git push. Okay, so let's check. Everything should work fine. We should not have any errors now. Yeah, so everything works. So no errors. So now for the next one, now we are asked to write a script that encodes and decodes text using ROT13 encryption. ROT13. Okay, before this is quite complex. I don't know how I can really break this down for you, but let me explain what ROT13 is. Let me get a notepad so I can break down what ROT13 is for you guys. So you know in the alphabet we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. L, M. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Then N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay. So this should be 13 also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So the ROT13 encoding. So this is how it uses the alphabet to encode text. So the alphabet will be split into two halves, the first 13 and the second 13. So this is how the encoding works. A is replaced with N, B is replaced with O, C is replaced with P, and so on. In the M is also replaced with Z, L with Y. You understand? So that's how this encoding works. So we are asking us to write a script that encodes and decodes text using ROT13 encryption. For this one, I don't know how I really want to break it down for you, but I will just give you the answer. But let me show you what is happening here. Look at it. See, they say everyone is a proponent of strong encryption. Dorothy E. Denning. Now look at the encryption. E is R. If you go back to this place, you can see E maps to R, right? Let me do it side by side. V is I. If you go, V maps to I. So this is generally how the ROT13 works, but the answer I won't really explain because it's quite confusing. We are also going to use that TR command that we have been using before. I don't know how I'm going to break it down, so I will not explain it, but I will just give you the answer straight. So let me open the file in Vim. Then the first thing is the shebang. TR, then open single quotes, then the encoding string now. So A, then hyphen, followed by capital M, then option A, then hyphen again, followed by small m, then capital N, hyphen again, followed by capital N, small z, this and small z. So I don't really know how I want to explain this in a way you guys will understand. So I will just give you the answer. So we have capital N, then hyphen, then we have Z, small n. So we have hyphen again, then capital small z, capital A, yes, then hyphen again. We have followed by M, small a, then hyphen M. Yes, I guess this should work. So this is what is happening. This one is encoding, this one is decoding. I don't really know how I want to break it down, so I will just stop the explanation this. I will just save and exit. So let me make the file executable. So chmod plus x followed by the file name. The file name is 101. No, the file name is 101 rot13. So paste. So git add git commit -n, then I give the file name as the commit message, right? Then git push. Okay, so we are done. So let's check the code. Let's start a new test. Okay, so everything checks and there are no errors. So it was actually correct. So I don't really know how I want to explain. So that's why I did not explain. I'm very sorry about that. So this one says write a script that prints every other line from the input, starting with the first line. Print every line from the input, starting with the first line. Okay, so in order to solve this, let me first show you how this works. So we are going to be using the paste command. So let me show you how the paste command works. We use two commands, the paste command and the cut command. So let me first create a file. I'm just explaining now, so you don't need to actually do what I'm doing. Let me create a file. Let me just name it file, right? So let me put some line of text inside this file. Let me put all these lines inside this file. Okay, let me stop here. Okay, so I want to illustrate how we're going to use, like I said, we're going to use two commands, the paste command and the cut command. So I want to illustrate how the paste command works to you guys. So the paste command is used to join two texts or two files. Now if you look at what I have put inside this file, I put a series of texts in this file and each of them is on one line, but I'm going to display them in such a way that this bin and this boot will be on one line separated by space. Dev and etc will also be on the next line separated by space. I'm going to do that using the paste command. So I'm going to explain how that will work. So let me exit. So if I cut file to show you the content of file, you can see the way everything is displayed, right? But if I do something, if I say cut file, and I pipe the output with the paste command, paste followed by hyphen, give one space and hyphen, it's going to list out all these files, taking two at a time on a line. So you can see bin and boot on the same line separated by space, dev and etc on the same line separated by space. Now they said we should write the script that prints every other line from the input starting with the first line. So we are going to structure this thing in such a way that this one will get displayed but this one will not get displayed, this one will get displayed but this one will not get displayed. In order to do that, we need to cut. If you observe, it is only the odd lines. What we are trying to do is that we are only trying to display only the odd lines. Display line 1, don't display line 2, display line 3, don't display line 4, and so on and so forth. If you observe here, we have this is line 1, this is line 2, this is line 3, this is line 4. So we will now use the cut command to cut. These ones are odd lines, these ones these ones are odd lines. This being dev, home, lib, they are odd lines. These ones are even lines. We don't want even lines, we want only odd lines. So we now use the cut command combined with this paste command to cut away these ones, to cut only these ones away and doing away with this one. So let me show you how that is done. So I will just do okay, it's not stopped, thank God. So I will just do what I've done before, cut this one, now create another pipeline, right? I will now say cut, I'll give the cut command, then I'll give -f. The F is the field flag. So F1 means only cut away only the first field. This place, this being dev, home, lib is the first field, this is the second field. So if I hit enter, you can see what is printed. Bin is printed but no boot, right? Followed by dev, no etc, followed by home, and so on and so forth. So this is essentially what they want us to do. So let's do exactly that. Let me clear the screen first. I hope you guys understand this. These things are quite difficult to understand, so I'm trying my best to explain. They're difficult to explain, so actually trying my best to explain. So let me copy the file name from here. Then we will now put the answer in. But this time around, they did not give us a list of text to use. You know me, I was using file. I created a file and they put some text in the file. They did not give us a text to use in the file. So we assume that the file to be merged is being given in the standard input. So we are going to consider that when we are giving our answer. So vim followed by that file name. How is it centering like this? So copy, then paste. Okay, one. Let me type it in manually again. 102 odd. 102 odd. Okay. So my shebang first, bin slash bash. Then the command to use here is paste, then hyphen, space, hyphen. They will now pipe it with the cut command like we did earlier. So cut minus F1. So that is all. So we save and we exit. So we make the file executable now. So chmod plus x followed by 102 odd, right? Then we git add, git commit minus n followed by the file name, which is 102 odd, then git push. Okay, so let's check. It should be correct because we did everything as specified. So you see guys, everything checks and it's correct. So 17 now, which is the last one. Wow. It's a write a shell script that adds two numbers stored in the environment variable water and stir and print the results. Water is in base water, stir is in base stir. Or more. This one is quite complex, but I won't explain. I will just give you guys the answer because I don't know how I want to break it down. When you see the answer, you will understand what I'm trying to say. It's very complex, so I don't know how to explain it in layman terms. So I will just give you the answer direct. So you can do your own research if you want to know more. Just go online and use Google or use ChatGPT. I guess you should be able to explain in details. Water and stir. Water and stir. Okay. So I will just give you the answer straight. I will not bother explaining. So this is the answer. You can see how long it is. So I'll just copy and I'll paste this in. Ah shit, I can't paste. Oh. Okay, let me type it in manually. So I is going to insert mode n slash in slash bash, then printf followed by percentage Ctrl Z, then printf followed by space open single quotes, then percentage O, small letter O followed by the new line character, close double quotes, then followed by $5 followed by $5 hash. Okay, $, then open two brackets, then 5 hashtag followed by $sign, then open a single bracket now, then echo water, then pipe with tr, no, tr in small letters, tr water 0 1 2 3 4, and close bracket, then plus the same as before, 5 hashtag $sign, then open brackets again, double single bracket, echo steer $sign steer. So you need to be careful as you are typing so that you don't make any mistake. Piped with tr steer, no, steer dot, then 0 1 2 3 4, then close bracket, then close double bracket, then everything is now piped with tr followed by 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is really crazy. Then best troll, whatever that means. So after typing this in, it's incredibly long command, then just hit escape, then zz twice, so chmod, then plus x followed by 103 water and steer, then git add dot git commit -n. I will just use 103 water because that name is kind of long. I want to type everything in, then git push. So I hope it checks. Let's see. So check your code, starting a test. I hope it checks. Thank God. So as you can see guys, everything is checking. So that's how you complete your 0x03 variables and expansion project. So don't forget, if in case you have questions, I will leave my Twitter handle in the DM in the description of this video, so you can just send me a DM. I will try and reply as fast as possible. So thank you guys, thank you for watching my YouTube video. Don't forget to like and turn on notification for more content like this. So thank you once again, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.